Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 7th of February. So today is non-farm payrolls day, so I'll leave it at that. See you tomorrow. Oh no, won't it? Saturday. Okay, let's have a quick look through here what we've got this morning. We've got nothing at all in terms of significant news. There has been a bit of lower, I don't know why they have this highlighted red on here. Anyway, some German data there. There's probably no surprises to see more missing in terms of industrial production, just not happening in Germany at the moment. It's very weak. Trade balance slightly up for, in Germany, but probably done on services as opposed to manufacturing, that's for sure. Okay, and that could be a struggle on manufacturing going forward if Trump puts on any tariffs or suggests some. Right, aside of that then, we're really through. We've got Bank of England speaker at 12:15 for the pound, which might cause a bit of movement. And then it's down to non-farms, Canadian and US dollar, US non-farms to watch out for there. Later afternoon, not a great deal there either, really. University of Michigan sentiment, they really don't move much. It's listed on both here, but it's the non-farms who do all the action, and then of course there's Trump, and God knows when that's going to happen this morning, today. Right. So, looking at the markets, the euro dollar at the moment has become very bitty. Particularly on the lower time frames, there's no real certainty where this. I say there's never ever any certainty, but where's this going to go? Now there was this decent bull flag that sort of started up and is looking okay, and we saw the beginnings of something there. Now we might get a continuation and a push through. There's often a bit of disbelief around the beginning, but it's through the Asian session, so maybe that's what we should be looking for the upside, towards the upside. At the moment though, you can see we're basically flatlining. Lots of risk of course with non-farms later, but if we can get a bit of action this morning, great, but we need to see something, and at the moment it's flatlining, which generally means we're going to wait until non-farm payrolls. Anyway, the pound, very similar in terms of its current action there, in fact that it hasn't really got any. It didn't have the bull flag the same as the euro. I didn't think it had the bull flag. Ooh, no, it failed over. It rolled over yesterday. Rachel from accounts messed things up pretty well, and it's proven to be the case by the Bank of England there. Anyway, we have got a shift there to the upside, but really not going anywhere at this stage. So when I look at some of these markets, you think something might happen, but the US dollar yen still largely coming off yesterday, and well, a little blip today. This might give opportunities. That'll be interesting, and see how it comes back here. If it comes off this pivot, if it starts selling below 150, 156. In fact, I'm going to put an alert on there. I could be interested in jumping aboard for a while. We'll see what happens to that. See if that occurs. Aussie US dollar, little bit more positive, but still on the shorter time frame or intermediate time frame, we're quite flat at the moment. But it just looks like, I mean, it had that sort of flaggy pattern. It started moving. It just seems a little bit more positive. A break above the highs here would possibly signal a bit more upside. It isn't doing what it did in the first couple of days of the week, though, where it was pushing up quite solidly backwards. Certainly slowed down. US dollar CAD, well, there's no point really trading that because the non-farm's coming out, and it could be a bitter point on both occasions or one occasion, and it's just too risky to be looking to do anything with that at all. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, it's very similar to the Aussie, but we're struggling below the daily 50 at the moment. I'd rather be trading the Aussie than the New Zealand on this occasion. Euro yen was doing some good things yesterday. It's It's picking up a bit here at the moment. Sorry, I'm just looking. It's bouncing. It came off nicely yesterday in the end, and did eventually give a trade on for me on that, but it's now bouncing. I'm pushing on through. But lower highs, lower lows kicking through there. We'll see what happens with this. I don't want to be a buyer where it's sitting at the moment. Really, it's below 34, etc. So as much as it looks like it's picked up a little bit there, it would be much more interesting if it starts turning around and runs to the downside. That's a possibility. Okay, I don't know why I'm looking at the euro pound. It's flatlining on the 60-minute time frame here. Rachel from accounts ensured that the gap was filled yesterday, and it's really not doing too much at the moment. Right, okay, there's the majors. Let's just have a quick look through other markets. As ever, gold's up this morning fractionally on close. As I said yesterday, it might have small periods when it does sell off there, but they're just opportunities, or hopefully opportunities, to look for longs. Although yesterday when it did it put a lower high and it didn't look so pretty in the afternoon there, but it turned quickly in the morning after the update. That's probably because I said that it would go up. No, I said it was risky going against it. It just proved it. However, it did come off in the afternoon there, but it looks like we're back into another potential move to the upside here. But I prefer to trade that later in the morning. Oil, if I'm going to touch it at all. Oil, wow, so close to my original target here, around about $70 a barrel using Trade Nation prices. Lower highs, lower lows all the way through there. It's been behaving quite well this week, relatively. In fact, apart from that, well, I don't know, it went up a little bit later on Monday there, but generally it's been drifting off quite nicely. Probably should have looked to get back in, but I have stood out of it. The ugliness of it yesterday wasn't particularly great. A bit of self-preservation, really. Anyway, S&Ps. If you're following the S&Ps, still got major risks to push on through the upside. Quite ugly in terms of what it's been doing over the last week or so. I mean, obviously, these horrible gaps that it had a gap there, sold off really strongly. Obviously, previous week, this week it sold off, and we'll see what happens if it can get back up there. But it's starting to get a bit on the rangy side. We've certainly got a bottom here, and there's a sort of a topping area, but I wouldn't look to sell at the top. I'd possibly look at selling at the bottom, but not just say selling, buying at the bottom, selling at the top on the range. Anyway, it's not happening at the moment, and if anything, it looks positive. The Dow was up fractionally, it's a bit cleaner. Even I'm just looking through here, the Nasdaq. Again, still ugly here, even though some of the results weren't particularly shiny. Other equity markets and the FTSE, new highs. Like the fact that interest rates are going to come down yesterday. Well, it's probably not taking it well. Many of the companies that are in the 100 are earning from abroad. Quite ugly what it's doing in the short term here, for sure. Don't like this sort of price action where it's done its flag and then it's stalled away from the highs. It just makes it a little bit less reliable to the upside, and if anything, could be coming off there. Finally finishing up with a DAX here, he says. So DAX again, just pushing and pushing. Okay, yep, just pushing up quite nicely there. Not anything I'd really want to be going against for sure, but there's nothing to get in either. Right, so standard rules with the DAX. It seems the retracements are pretty minimal at times, and it's just, I mean, this week it's just I'll say this week, last couple of days, it's just been pushing up there. Might just see more of the same. Right, I'm going to leave you there. I wish you a great day's trading. I'll speak to you on Monday. Good luck with non-farm payrolls. Tread carefully. Maybe well worth waiting for the news to come out. Catch you then. Take care. Bye. There we go.